Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses back here with another My Team video. Want to try to prep you guys for this market crash that we have coming up this upcoming week. And I know what you guys may be thinking, haven't we been in a market crash basically since Christmas? We've had, I think, two now separate sets of super packs hit the game. One came out during the week of Christmas with the MT Festival program, I guess the Winter MT Festival, whatever they're calling it. And then we got a second one this past week on Friday. We should be getting another one this upcoming week, but for Season 3, the super packs that we've gotten so far had top-end players, I think, or at least Ruby and higher players maybe, from every single promo that has been in NBA 2K25 My Team. Whereas the super packs we're getting this upcoming week should only include Season 3 players. And so for that reason, we're going to be focusing in this video on the players that came out this past season that I think you guys should be targeting. Now, obviously, the card that you see on the screen right here, Michael Jordan, is not a card that you guys should be targeting. Unless you guys have a lot of MT or you guys are big fans of Michael Jordan, by all means, go for it. Those of you guys that know me know that when it comes to playing online, the main game mode I play is salary cap. And so a player like Michael Jordan, who costs, let's see how much salary, 14,500 salary, won't really work for me in salary cap, because right now if I had a lineup with just one dark matter Michael Jordan, I would be 1,000 salary over the limit. Now maybe next season, if we see the salary jump up by another 3,500, you'll see maybe one or two people run dark matter Michael Jordan and then a team full of gold players. But hey, that can make for a really fun video, I guess. But we're not going to be talking about dark matter Michael Jordan, and we're honestly not going to be talking about Galaxy Opals and even some of the pink diamonds. I was going to talk about pink diamonds in this video, but I feel like I kind of want to hold off until next season to see if they do raise that salary cap ceiling again. And then if they do, I think one card we're going to see a lot of people use is that pink diamond Franz that we have available to us in the exchange. So I mentioned this in the salary cap report episode that dropped yesterday, but in case you did not see that, please go and get those cards. Those cards being the pink diamond Franz, the diamond Lou Dort, and the amethyst Reed Shepard. Get those cards before the end of the season, especially if you play salary cap. I'm telling you, those cards could help you out in a pinch when you need to find, you know, a way to bring in, you know, your monster pink diamond or diamond players that are maybe a little higher in salary, and you need to bring those lower value diamonds and amethysts. That's where Lou Dort and Reed Shepard in a couple of weeks I think are going to be really helpful, because I think most people are putting their higher tier snowmen into pink diamond Franz, but then also into those hidden gems packs and, you know, whatnot, whatever else is in the exchange that I have no interest in. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get into it. I kind of want to work backwards. Let's look at the countdown set. I did take note of some players who are really interesting to me. There really weren't that many solid budget players in Season 3, unfortunately. I will point out a couple of them. There are, I think, maybe one or two Sapphires. One that I know for sure off the top of my head, but there were a number of rubies, and I will point them out as their collections pop up. Let's start with the countdown set that just dropped this past Tuesday. There are two cards that I think are pretty obvious, but one stands out to me more than the other, and that is Diamond Jonathan Isaac. This card now is at 5,000 salary, and for good reason, but this is a card where I think you buy him in a way as an investment. I'm sure most of you guys are not weirdos like me, and you guys play the other online game modes. Jonathan Isaac is going to be really, really helpful if you're trying to beat higher difficulty teams on breakout boards, if you're trying to win games in the park, if you're trying to win games in Showdown. This is the kind of card that you can use as your point of attack defender. He's really rangy at 6'10". He's a card that I'm going to be adding even though his salary is at 5,000, because I think this card, if his salary does drop to even 3,000, is going to be insanely valuable to you in your salary cap journey in Season 4. Lonzo Ball as well, really interesting card. I want to add him even though there is another diamond point guard I am more interested in. He's also at 5,000 salary, and I think one of these cards, if not both, we could see their salaries drop from 5,000, hopefully down to 2,500 in a couple of weeks once we're in Season 4. Moving on now to the Winter Festival. Is there anyone here that I really care about? I don't think anyone here on this page. We already talked about Pink Diamond Franz, Diamond Ludor, and Reed Shepard. Go and get those guys if you can. No, I don't think there's anyone there. Tis the Season is where it gets a little more interesting for me. Before we talk about the diamond that I was going to talk about who's in this set, I want to talk about my first Ruby, and that is Jimmy Butler. This is a card where he's not really that expensive right now. I think he's only like 2,500, but this is a card, whether it's now or whether it's next week, I would recommend going and buying him because he's not going to get much lower than the value that he's at right now. And the same is going to go for this Ruby Scottie Pippen. I would add both because, once again, depending on what they do with the salary next season, if we see salaries jump up and it makes you want to bring in a Pink Diamond, well, you're going to need some Ruby players that you trust because Rubies are going to come in between 800 and 1,200 salary. And if we have a 17,000 salary cap and you bring in a Pink Diamond, Victor Wembanyama, who's 8,000 salary more than likely, you're going to need a couple of players who are in that 800 to 1,200 salary range to make your lineup work. So Scottie Pippen and Jimmy Butler may be really helpful. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd probably go Scottie because Butler is small forward and power forward eligible, whereas Scottie Pippen can play the shooting guard. So Butler, at least I'm pretty sure Butler's small forward, power forward. Yes, Butler cannot play the shooting guard, which is kind of unfortunate. Scottie Pippen can, and so for that reason, I would like to run Scottie over Jimmy Butler, but, you know, your mileage may vary, whatever you want to run. Marcus Smart is the point guard that I was talking about, who I am very interested in, and potentially more interested in him over Lonzo Ball. I think Marcus Smart's going to be cheaper, and I think if you're someone who really values defense on their team, then I think Marcus Smart is going to give you a little more juice than Lonzo Ball will. Just look at those Hall of Famers, man. Hoff, on-ball menace, along with a bunch of other really good defensive badges on Hall of Fame, makes this card really, really damn fun, especially if you have another creator on your lineup in your starting five. Then you can just basically have Marcus Smart be a solid catch and shoot three-point shooter and an elite point of attack defender. I would love to be able to, at some point, run Marcus Smart and Jonathan Isaac in my salary cap lineup. I think that could be a ton of fun in Season 4. Man, he has 90 interior defense too. Yeah, this card is cracked. I really want to add this card. Boris Diaw. This card is already pretty cheap. I think he's about 15K. But I do want to add him as well because he's 2,500 salary right now. And I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on him. This man has 90s basically in every single rating, which is hilarious. Like if you just scroll down, you'll just see 90 everywhere, like 90 speed, 90 defense, 90 pass ac, 90 shooting across the board. I mean, this card is all about the 90s. I wish he could play small forward, and maybe it's because he can't that his usage is not going to be that high. But 27 gold badges and 4 Hall of Famers, and they're not elite, but they're pretty solid. I mean, I'll take Hall of Fame set shot and post lockdown for sure. I think that post lockdown will help him being at power forward when he's only 6'8". So those are cards from the Tis the Season set that I would pursue. Lords of Leaping, I don't think there's anyone in here. I was going to mention Tom Chambers, and then I saw how awful he was defensively, and so I overruled him. Switch has one of the Sapphires, possibly the only Sapphire that I am interested in this entire season, and that is Cam Reddish. I think this is a card that's going to serve as, I don't want to call him the glue, but he might be the final piece of your salary cap team. Again, if they raise those salaries next season, and you want to bring in a Pink Diamond, a card like Cam Reddish, who's going to be an elite point of attack defender off the bench for you more than likely, coming in at only 500 salary makes this card invaluable to me. So go and buy Cam Reddish. He is dirt cheap right now. Go buy him before his price goes up in the next season. So yeah, Knockdown Knights, a card that I bought already that I absolutely love. PJ Brown, go and get him. I mean, yes, when I had my run in the park last Sunday for a Dark Matter Snowman, it helped that I matched up with someone who had Galaxy Opal Patrick Ewing. But PJ Brown held his own, not just against other bigs, but on the perimeter. And his jumper is absolutely smooth. I really like it. I mean, you do need to add some shooting badges to him and whatnot. I have not done that on my PJ Brown, and yet he was still greening shots for me. Go add this card. I don't think he's that expensive. He's probably 20K. I got him for like 22, and I'm really happy with him. Also, I think the second Sapphire, because I was thinking, who's the other Sapphire that I was mentioning? It's Robert Covington. Go and add Rocco. Robert Covington and Cam Reddish. Those are going to be your Sapphire demons in salary cap. And yeah, please go and add PJ Brown. PJ Brown's probably like in my top 3 of diamonds that I want to add, or that I wanted to add to my team by the end of the season. So I'm glad I already have him. From the Abracadabra set, 2 players that are really interesting to me. Let's start with Kobe White. If you want a more offensive-based point guard, I would go with Kobe White. I feel like you have Marcus Smart if you want to go strictly defense. You have Kobe White if you want to go strictly offense. And then you can go with Lonzo Ball if you kind of want a mixture of both. Kobe White, 6'5", at the point guard position. He's an elite shooter. He's not the fastest, only 90 speed, but only 2,500 salary. Again, I think he could be really valuable. He's a card that I'm going to be looking to add later on this week. Jonathan Kuminga, another card that's probably in my top 3 to 4 of cards I want to add. He's only 2,000 salary. I would actually love to add him today to my salary cap team before I play. I would love to add a hollow version, which is partially why I want to wait until next week, because I mean, the Abracadabra set is one of those sets where the hollow looks really, really cool. I saw this card for 15K yesterday and I didn't buy him, and so for that reason, I'm a little apprehensive to buy him right now when I saw him for so cheap. But you can see, even now with us not having Season 3 Super Packs out, just having those regular Super Packs out, he's coming out of packs relatively frequently, and he's, I don't want to say sitting at 17K, but at 17K, Jonathan Kuminga is not, you know, an insta-cop, I guess if you want to call him that. I can't think of a proper term for it, but he's not like an automatic buy at 17K is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like he could provide you a lot more value than that 17,000 MT price tag shows. So Jonathan Kuminga, really interesting card. Our final 2 sets here, Mic Drop. Man, I wish Jalen Brunson would be at a price that I would be comfortable paying, but I am not going to pay $618,000 for a Jalen Brunson card, even though this hollow Jalen Brunson is beautiful. I would love to add him. I have the MT for him. Oh, he has a legend badge. That's why he's so pricey. Oh, and it's a good badge too, in set shot specialist. Yeah, I can't do it. I would love to, but I can't do it. A card that I did purchase, and a card that I think you guys should strongly considering purchasing, is Josh Hart. I mentioned in the salary cap report episode that dropped yesterday, he's now back down to 2,000 salary. Yes, he's undersized at 6'4" for the small forward position. But man, this card is so damn good. His jumper is absolute butter. Defensively, he's pretty solid. 88 speed is not insane. This card is a jack of all trades, master of none. But man, this card hustles out there for me, and his badges are really, really nice. Hall of Fame on-ball menace, set shot specialist, glove, and deadeye are incredible, along with 25 gold badges. This card's flat out a lot of fun to use, especially if you're a Knicks fan. Go and add this card, because we've seen in seasons past, if you don't buy a card when they're in season, their supply on the auction house becomes relatively scarce over time. You guys need to take advantage when we have all these super packs hitting the pack market, and go out and buy the players that you like. And again, because next week, or I guess not next week, this upcoming week's super packs are going to be for season 3. All these season 3 cards are going to be flying out of packs at a much higher rate than they were out of these MT Festival super packs that we've gotten over the previous week and a half to 2 weeks. So yes, go and add Josh Hart. And then out of the MT Festival set, is there anyone here I care about? I mean, maybe Alex Caruso. He could be kind of fun. But I feel like I kind of hit on all the very important cards. One other thing I want to mention really quickly before we get on out of here. Cards that are not necessarily valuable for you in salary cap, but they're going to be valuable for you if you're chasing those snowman agendas. We have an agenda where, let me go back and show you guys, if you guys have not seen. I believe it's for this one. Yes. So we needed, for the Pink Diamond Snowman that we could earn from completing this list of agendas in Tiskless Season Snowman 3, we needed to get a bunch of agendas done with countdown players, and the last one required you to get countdown players in your lineup, 10 of them, and win a game. And for that reason, countdown players have been relatively expensive. If we take a look right now at the auction house, we can do a live check. I'm recording this video at 11 a.m. Eastern roughly on Saturday, January the 4th. Let's take a look. Yesterday they were at about 4K. Right now they are still over 4K. Let's see. The cheapest one right now is 4,600. And I sold a bunch yesterday. I sold all the ones that I bought to get that agenda done yesterday. You can see right here. I sold them all between basically 4K and 5,600, which I think is pretty damn solid. And I bought all these cards for snipes, basically, or like for relatively low value. Like I got a Ray Scott for 800. I got this Ao Dosunmu for 700 MT, and I flipped them for, you know, quite a bit more than what I paid for them. So I was able to get the agenda done and then make a profit on them, which was pretty nice. So make sure you guys go ahead and buy some of those cards if you can. I think super packs are Ruby and up. So, you know, hopefully you guys have some of the lower tier cards already from those Countdown deluxe packs. Try and buy the rest of them if you can during that Season 3 player market crash next week. And I believe that's all I have for you guys. So hopefully you guys found this video somewhat helpful. Let me know in the comments down below, was there a player that I missed in terms of diamonds and lower that you guys would pursue? Maybe there was an amethyst card that I missed. I just felt like we didn't really get a ton of good amethyst cards in Season 3, and just not a ton of good budget cards in general that are amethyst and below. If there was a pink diamond that you guys think was worth mentioning that we could pursue during the market crash, I guess that starts tomorrow, right? I think it comes out on Monday, the super pack, not on Tuesday. Let me know if there's a pink diamond that you guys would consider adding from Season 3 during this market crash. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. And until next time, I'll see you later.